everyone, it's Krystal here, and I hope everyone had a lovely weekend, and that you're all staying safe and healthy, and your family are all doing well. My weekend was at home, as I'm sure most of us spent the weekend at home these days. Right now it's Monday, April 6th, in Hong Kong time, in the evening, and I wanted to do another quick video tip of the week for you all. I know that some of you are still viewing the video that I posted before. It was kind of a longer video, but I do hope that you guys found that valuable. I know that some of you have commented that you really enjoyed having that live feedback. So anything that you guys have comments on or things that you like to see that you think would be more, if you have any suggestions on what else I can do to offer to make this experience more valuable for you, do let me know. I'm always open to ideas. Let me know what's working and what's not working. Yeah, I'm open to ideas. You guys have been, it's been an honor and an incredible journey so far, and I'm going to be continuing to come in here weekly throughout the month of April, but at the end of April I'm going to be switching my focus to the Online Vocal Academy, and I do hope to see you guys there. Now, the Online Vocal Academy Inner Circle is a monthly membership program. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because I don't want to get into it yet, because otherwise I'll take over this whole video. But I will do, I am going to let you guys know what that is about so that you have an idea. But I'm going to, in the meantime, I do have a link to the mailing list, so people are already signing up to the waiting list to get into the program. So if you're interested, make sure you sign up so that you can get all the notifications and all the video trainings that I'm going to be doing leading up to the launch of the Online Vocal Academy. Just put your email in, and then you'll be put on that wait list. And then, yeah, I do hope you guys will consider joining. I have you guys to credit a lot for the development of the Online Vocal Academy. I've taken all the best stuff and all of your suggestions and feedback over this past couple of months of running these challenges and speaking to some of you individually as well. And we're putting all the good stuff that you loved about the program and all your feedback and what you want to see more. We're putting that all into the Online Vocal Academy monthly Inner Circle. So we're all really excited about it. But like I said, it's not the purpose of the video. It's not to talk about that right now. Today, I'm going to keep this video a little bit shorter in terms of the content, so it's a bit more digestible for you guys. I wanted to talk about this idea of setting yourself up for success, for greater chance of success when you're singing a song. So I may have talked about this before, but I wanted to go into a little bit more detail. I often tell students that when you're singing the first couple of notes, like not even the first couple of notes, it's the stuff that you do before you even sing that can make or break your performance, or can start you off for greater chance of success, or can get you started off in a very wobbly, insecure footing, if that makes sense. So the stuff that you do before you even start to sing, like the split second before you start to sing, is so important, and it is part of singing. And so a simple tool that I have students practice is just taking a slight pause between the breath in, the inhalation, and the vocalized sound of when you're about to sing. So earlier today I was just spending some time practicing on my own, and I was singing Adele's When We Were Young. Yeah, that one. And so I'm just going to use that as an example. So if you're practicing a song like that, for example, and you notice that whenever you sing, you start off a little bit unsure or shaky, and usually what happens is even if you take a breath in and then say the chorus part is let me photograph, right? So if I don't take that pause and I don't build that habit in my system of preparing before I start to sing, I can very easily lose a lot of air and my voice can sound shaky, and the minute as a singer, if I hear that, that's gonna make me feel anxious, and it'll be this never-ending cycle of like, oh my gosh, I sound shaky, oh my gosh, like I'm not confident, and then that's just not a way that you want to start any performance, right? So for example, how I teach students is just to break it down step by step. So we know about mind-body alignment. This is taking mind-body alignment and also leading into that anchoring feeling, like step 1 and step 2, and combining them together. So you would take a breath in. You know how to take a breath in now from the first video training. So you breathe in, and you just let that air settle for a minute. Okay, you don't do this when you're on stage. This is purely a practice, a way of breaking down the process and being a little bit more intentional on how you're starting your first line. So you take a breath in, and instead of just going, I'm drawing a blank on the song now. Let me photograph. That was it. So instead of just going, let me photograph you in this light, and not feeling like I'm totally in control of that sound, because you can hear a lot of my errors just coming out because I rushed it, right? So instead of doing that, you intentionally break it down. So take a breath in, feel that expansion, open up your throat, let that feeling settle a little bit, live in that moment for a bit. And then at the same time, this is very important, I want you to try to train yourself to activate that inner ear by listening in your head, trying to picture and visualize in your head what you want that sound to sound like, that first word or that first syllable. How do you want that sound to be? So in this case, it would be let me photograph, right? So if I breathe in and I let that air settle a minute, and I'm hearing in my head, let me photograph, in my head, right? And I'm thinking, I want the sound to be a little bit more open. I want it to have a little bit more resonance, have a fuller quality. So what that does is, this is a process called audiation, which I haven't really talked about in this challenge, but so don't worry too much about it. But it's this idea of kind of like seeing in your head a picture in your head, but instead of seeing a picture, you're hearing a sound. I know that might be a little bit complicated, but let's just go with it, right? So if I'm hearing in my head, let me photograph, what that's going to do is it's actually my mouth shape is going to encourage my body, my instrument, to move, to do the adjustments necessary to create the sound that I want, that I'm telling myself to create. That makes sense. So this is actually going a little bit more deep in terms of the mindset of a singer, and how we think about ourselves, and the thoughts that we have as we're singing or right before we're singing can hugely impact our overall performance. So this is a great tool to start to become aware of how you can be more intentional, like right from the get-go, even before you start to sing. So again, you breathe in, you feel that, let the air settle a little bit, really mentally visualize how you want that sound to come out as best as you can in your own head imagination. And then your mouth shape, allow that to take the shape of the vowel and to do what you need to do to create that sound. So if I want it to be more resonant, I'm hearing in my head, let me fall. And then so when I sing, let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time. So to do that, maybe that was a little bit quick, but I really thought about that before I sang it. And again, this is something that you do in practice. I don't really go through this process step by step when I'm actually performing. By the time you're performing on stage, you should already have this built in your system. But this is a way to practice off stage, right? So then again, if I didn't want it to be quite so resonant and I wanted it to be maybe a lighter quality, then I would picture something very, very different. And when I picture something a little bit different in my head, my body is going to create a different experience, right? So if I want it to be a little bit lighter, a little more understated, I might think of it a little bit differently. I will still do that process, take a breath in, I breathe in, and then I let that feeling settle a little bit. And I'm thinking, I want it to be a little bit lighter and breathier, maybe a little bit more delicate. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might. So then that's a very, very different sound quality, right? Again, the whole point of having vocal, as I said before, vocal technique gives you tools, and tools gives you options. So all this is, everything is just, my goal is to give you guys tools and to show you what you can do in your voice and, the adjustments that you can make. But at the end of the day, I also want to empower you guys to decide how you want to implement those tools and how you want to pick and choose depending on the song that you're working on. So I hope that was helpful or like some eye-opening in some way. This is something that I think about a lot, about how do we train the mind so that we can really be focused on expressing ourselves and being creative and artistic, and not letting our mind start to worry about things that we don't need to worry about, like, oh, you know, what is that person going to think about me? Is this, you know, do I sound bad, or I'm worried I might forget the lyrics, because all of these things are very, very common, or do I look bad on camera, right? So this is a really quick, easy tool to really train yourself to be intentional and to break down the whole process, right, of that moment right before you start to sing, because that is so crucial, that split second right before you open your mouth to start singing. So I hope that's helpful. So again, break it down. There's this 3-step process, right? So you do the mind-body alignment, you settle you breathe in, draw the breath in, but let that settle for a moment. Hold that feeling of the air in your system for a moment, and within that moment, think in your head, try to visualize and picture in your head, mentally hear how you want your sound to come out. And that will help you to inform, to create the necessary changes in your mouth, so your mouth shape will move to, instead of going, if you want it to be rounder, I will move to more of an open, rounder vowel. Let me photograph. I may move into that, but if I want it to be more delicate, let me photograph. Maybe my focus is more on volume instead. So it's that moment before you start to sing. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, do let me know. And I'm now going to jump on and give you guys some comments on some of the videos that have been popping up. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next tip of the week training video. Hope you like this one. Have a great week.